Good afternoon, everybody. First video for a while, which I do apologise. I've been a bit quiet recently. I've been in and out of hospital for a little bit, which is another story completely, but it's been quiet. I've decided just to do videos on transfers this summer because it was anticipated to be a bit of a busy transfer window. Not until I'd never thought they were going to spend loads and loads of money, but it was always going to be exciting and lots to cover. I've not covered any of the friendly games. I'll touch a little bit on last night's game in a minute because friendlies, I see a lot of Man United, Liverpool fans really investing in these friendly games. Darwin Núñez, for example, was heavily criticised for the performance against Man United. Now apparently he's the best striker in the world because he scored a few against, was it Palace or what? I can't remember who it was. Red Bull, no idea. He scored a few goals and everyone's like, oh, getting all up on the high horses about it. Pre-season games to a degree are irrelevant in my opinion. However, like I said, I covered the Nick Pope signing, the Matt Target signing, and this guy looks like I got a black eye. I don't. The Sven Botman signing. There's not been anyone else coming through the door, which has been slightly frustrating, but rumours are thick and fast. Moussa Diaby, the Bayer Leverkusen, very impressive French winger, has said that he's committed to Leverkusen for another season. I think that might be one to pursue in January or perhaps 12 months' time. Ongoing links to Lucas Paqueta, the attacking midfielder from Brazil who plays for Lyon, Bruno Guimaraes' best pal. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's more whipped up media interest because he's Bruno's mate, because he's been to Newcastle. But if it were to happen, it'd be brilliant because he's more of an attacking midfield player, and that is a position that we are lacking a little bit. The archetypal number 10, old school number 10, I would say someone like Roman Riquelme or like your Kaká or your Luis Figo, sort of. Not a striker or a false nine, or like a Maradona Messi type, but your attacking midfield, like a Gerrard when he had Torres at Liverpool, your attacking midfielder who can go box to box but score goals, create chances. And if we were to play three in midfield, we could have Joelinton, just hypothetically, Joelinton, Bruno as the deep lying playmaker, the quarterback. But he showed in the Benfica game that he does love a tackle. And Joelinton is the box to box enforcer, hopefully not getting sent off like he did against Benfica, but then Paqueta as the third, the more advanced position. Anyway, that's going back and forth. There's plenty of time left yet. We don't know, but I don't think personally it's going to happen. So I'm going to touch quickly on the Atalanta, the Benfica game. Sorry, I managed to watch the whole game on my phone via NFC TV. Thank you very much. I thought played well. Miguel Almiron's improved. Great to see. Is it Bondswell, the left back? I thought he came on and did really well. Great to see Trippier and Miggy linking well. Obviously, we saw Trippier and Fraser linking well last season, but it's good that obviously Trippier is going to be our main right back, that he's developing a relationship with both players. Can only be a positive thing. That was nearly a week ago, so I'm going to get past that. Atalanta. There's a lot of people moaning and complaining about the stream. I missed the first half. I watched the second half on my phone and the stream was working fine. I don't know whether it's saying do it via Chromecast. I've not got Chromecast. I downloaded it. They want money. I'm tight, so I didn't bother. But just on my phone, it worked really well. Decent. I thought Chris Wood played well. I thought Elliot Anderson, for what I saw, played really well. Looked a real bright spark in the midfield. Looked like he, even though it's a pre-season friendly, he saw this as his, I suppose it is his senior home debut. But he thought, this is my competitive Premier League debut or something like that, because he was brilliant. I thought Sean Longstaff was good. Dan Burn and Fabian Schär played well. I thought it's interesting that we're playing Schär and Burn together, and I'm assuming going to pair Lascelles and Botman together, because realistically, I don't. It's going to be between Burn, Schär, and Botman for those two centre back berths. I think it's probably going to be Botman and Schär. purely because Botman is left-footed and so is Dan Burn, and I think Botman, with the money we paid for him, we're not going to be putting him on the bench. But Dan Burn was excellent last season, doesn't deserve to be dropped, and it's great that we've got competition in the centre-half berths. Matt Targett was great, Trippier was great. I thought Jacob Murphy struggled a bit from what I saw, but the fullback he was up against was very, very good. Who else? Fraser, good. And I just thought, I didn't think anyone played badly. It was lovely to get a win. Great penalty from what I've seen in the replays from Chris Wood. Nice to see him on the score sheet. Miggy Almiron had a good chance towards the end. But it's lovely to see. The main highlight for me was Elliot Anderson, who come back from a good loan spell at Bristol City, and from what I've heard, seen on social media and the channels, and heard from different fans, is he's played really well pre-season. I saw it with my own eyes last night. Right, transfer speculation this morning. It's already been covered, I've seen online, but I just thought I'd come and give my 10 pence about it. Newcastle United have been very quiet in this transfer window. We all expected Matt Targett to be made permanent. Nick Pope was a little bit of a left field one for me. I'm glad it happened, but I just didn't see it coming. Botman was the long-term ambition for the ownership to be the first, not Galactico signing, but to be the first statement signing. Obviously, it turned out that Trippier was that, but Botman's been, it really does look like I've got a black eye. Botman has been that long-term target. So it's great to see those three through the door. Since then, it's been quiet. We've had media speculation, we've had transfer rumours online, but nothing really from the club, which I like. I don't like a team who goes out saying, we're going for this, we're going for that, we're going for this, we're going for that. We've been smart, we've been pragmatic, we've been shrewd, we've been disciplined and clever. You know, certain people expect us to be going for Neymar's and Mbappe's. It was never going to happen, guys. Come on, financial fair play. And even if we did have that money, we don't want those sort of people in the club straight away. We want to be pragmatic and clever and patient and build organically. Hold on, darling. My daughter telling me to shut up. So this morning it was quite a surprise to see that we've offered Leicester City, and it's been confirmed, it's been turned down, but the offer was made. The offer was put on the table, £40 million for their premier playmaker, probably on his day their best player, James Maddison, England international, 25-year-old, number 10 playmaker, goal scorer, midfielder. Excuse me. See that Daddy's just doing a video. Hold on. I'll be there in a minute. You gonna say hello? Yeah, 25-year-old Coventry-born midfield player. Obviously, he had a successful spell with Norwich in the Championship, then was bought by Leicester after. I think he had a spell in the Premier League with Norwich. I can't remember. But anyway, 40 million quid has been laid on the table for James Maddison. I apologise for that interruption, but anyone with kids knows what it's like. 40 million quid laid on the table. Maddison, obviously, Leicester have turned that down. Newcastle rumoured, and people around the club are saying that they're going to come back with an improved offer, potentially £45 million, which would smash through our record transfer of Joe Linton for 40 million. Now, Maddison, we all know about the English tax. Talented English players are always going to command more fees. Now, I will go through the pros and cons of what's going to go for us and against us. So I've had a look at his contract. He signed a 4-year contract in 2020. So we're halfway through that contract. I believe he's on about 110 grand a week, which we can obviously afford, perhaps offer him 120, 150 grand. So financially, in terms of wages, it will not be a problem. Now, if he had 1 year left on his contract, Leicester might have taken that 40 million quid, or if our 45 million, 50 million may be more lucrative. But the fact he's slap bang in the middle, they've got 2 years to play with. They've got to see how this season goes, then they've still got another 12 months. The fact that Leicester haven't signed anyone, and I'm not trying to diss Leicester, they're a cracking club. In recent years, they have been what we need to aspire to be in terms of they've won an FA Cup, they've been in Europe consistently, in the Europa League. Up until this point, they've been building steadily. They've stagnated a little bit, but it's always going to happen with certain clubs. And I think Brendan Rodgers I think he's a cracking manager. But if you put a gun to my head, I'd say he's probably had his time at Leicester. Not that he's going to drag them down, but certain managers, they do all they can with the group, and it's just time to change it up, time to move on. Obviously, I'm very, very happy with Eddie Howe, but if Eddie was to leave tomorrow for some weird reason and Brendan Rodgers come in, I'd be happy with that. But please don't leave Eddie. Please don't. So, contractually, it's a bit of a sticky wicket for us. It really is. But we can afford the wages. He might be looking at Leicester. This is the point I was getting at. I'm not trying to slag Leicester off, but they've not signed anyone. They have perhaps plateaued a little bit. Jamie Vardy has been an excellent striker for Leicester City in the Premier League. However, he's in his mid-30s now. They've got no replacement lined up. Harvey Barnes is a fantastic player. So you've got him, Vardy, aging, although I rate him so highly. James Maddison. Who else? Who else have they got from an attacking standpoint? I know Iheanacho scores a few goals, but to bring them on. James Maddison, I can remember when I lived in Plymouth in 2019. James Maddison was being linked. I used to listen to the YouTube show with Mark Goldbridge, the United stand. I'm not a United fan at all. I just found his content really good and he was really interesting to listen to. And he would have been linked with James Maddison then. Arsenal have been linked with him, it seems, every transfer window. He might be looking at Leicester now and thinking, do you know what? My chance may be gone with the likes of Manchester United, Arsenal. Man United, in terms of prospects, aren't that a million miles away from Newcastle at the moment, which sounds crazy. Arsenal have signed in other areas. So that ship may have sailed for James Maddison. So you might be thinking, do you know what? Leicester, we're not really going anywhere. Is it time to jump ship? Is it time to get on board the Newcastle train, the Toon train, which will obviously go in places? I'm not being complacent, but we're building. We're building, and it's going to be a hell of, just like it was for Kevin Keegan, as Douglas said in the 90s, it's a hell of a ride. People want to be involved. Another drawback for me was I thought he was a bit older. I thought he was 27, 28, same age as me, but he's 25. So he's got time on his side to wait it out at Leicester and perhaps run down his contract and go for free in 2 years' time when he's going to be 27, 28, and he's still got another 4 or 5 years in the Premier League. So that could go against our bid. Do I think it's going to happen? I think yes. I think he's a sort of Eddie Howe sort of player. He comes across as a bit of a dickhead on the pitch, but he's a talent. He's a free kick specialist. He's a set piece taker. He's a goal scoring midfield player. It's obviously at that attacking midfield at the point of a diamond. We always used to do the diamond formation on FIFA for people of my age. He's at the point of that diamond. He will create chances for the likes of Sir Maximan, Wilson, Miggy, Fraser, Wood all day long. And he should get double fit. If he played a full season, and I'm talking Premier League and the Cups, he should be getting at least double figures, goals and assists. I'm talking maybe 15 assists, 10 goals at least. With his talent and application and his technique. We've all seen him on Soccer AM striking the free kicks with Bullard, and Bullard really, really rates him. I'm not saying that should be an endorsement for Newcastle to sign him, but it's clear the talent, the quality of the guy. And I think Eddie Howe could improve him again in terms of perhaps his defensive side. And, you know, I'm not an expert on Leicester's midfield, but I rate Ndidi. But if we do get Maddison, you know, next to anyone, it sounds weird because we've only had him, 7 months. But I believe anyone who plays next to Bruno is going to look better. It's going to improve. You've got the likes of Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton's a revelation, Joe Willock, Jonjo Shelvey, Sean Longstaff, James Maddison. Those 6 players, that is a hell of a midfield. And they've all improved. Bruno Guimaraes been near enough world class. Jonjo Shelvey's improved since Eddie Howe's coming back to the player he was and could have been and should have been for a lot longer at Newcastle. Sean Longstaff is back to where he was under Rafa. Joe Willock, okay, he had a bit of a quiet season. He had a few injuries, but that quality is there. Joe Linton, what more can you say? Just gone from the worst centre forward in the Premier League to one of the best combative, box to box, win the ball back, smash your face in, get in your face, take the ball, distribution, easy, recycling midfielders in the Premier League. So they've all improved, and I've forgotten. Let's not forget Matty Longstaff, who's been involved pre-season, and Elliot Anderson. Now I know Wick, because he's in the youth, he's from the youth setup. He's not included in the numbering of the squad or something like that. But with John Joe being injured now for like a month, 6 weeks, we need that creative spark. And I think Maddison will be an excellent signing if we can prize him out of Leicester. Now the other thing I said, Leicester not signing anyone might push him out of Leicester towards Newcastle, but then again that might keep him, because Leicester might be saying, do you know what, we've not got anyone in to replace you, mate, you ain't going anywhere. I don't know, but I've got a good feeling about this one. I've seen online some people saying, why are we going for him, why not Diaby? Come on guys, Diaby is publicly committed another season at least to Leverkusen, that is gone. In terms of attacking midfielders, I mean, there was something around Marco Asensio. I can't see that happening, as much as I would love him at Newcastle. He's been on the bench a lot for Real Madrid. He hasn't had the career perhaps that he should have when Madrid won the Champions League, and it was the 15-16 season or the 16-17 season. 16-17, it was the season they beat Juventus in the final and they had the purple strip. That was his breakout season and he was unbelievable. The strike on the boy, the left foot, like nothing I've ever seen, to be honest. But he struggled with injuries, and I'm not being funny, I know Newcastle are on the up, but you're not going to go from Real Madrid, the European champions, to a team that finished bottom half of the table. I know it was we were there or thereabouts to finish top half, but that's not going to happen yet. So I think in terms of realism, in that attacking midfield, I think it's Paqueta or Maddison. Maddison, you know what you're going to get. Premier League proven. That's the odd injury, but he'll fit straight in. Paqueta might fit straight in like Bruno did, or more likely, and which is absolutely fair enough because he's a Brazilian playing in France, the Premier League is a step up. It's going to take him a while to get acclimatised, get used to the thing. Whereas Maddison, all he has to get used to is Eddie Howe's style of playing his teammates. He speaks the language. He's played in the league for years. I've got a good feeling about this one. I think if they ask 50, I think we should pay whatever they ask. It's obviously staying within FFP. Let's not be mugged off 80, 90 million obviously, but if they say 50, 55 and the player's keen, I think we should do it. Exciting times. Anyway, I apologise for not getting more videos in, it's been a busy time, but I'm going to try and watch against Athletic Bilbao later on. Obviously, with it being such a quick turnaround, we're not going to see Burn, Cher, Trippier, Target, Pope, potentially. We're not going to see Elliot Anderson, Sean Longstaff. Anyone who started last night is not going to play. So we're going to see Botman, Lascelles, Kraft at right back, possibly that Bondswell at left back, or Dummett. Dubravka in goal. I imagine it's going to be a midfield of Bruno, Joe Linton, maybe Joe Willock. Then up front it's going to be ASM, Wilson, and probably Miggy and Fraser played last night, so I don't know. But it'd be interesting to see. We've got two teams here to see how certain partnerships develop. I spoke about Trippier and Miggy, the centre-half partnerships. It'd be interesting to see people starting to get rapport in pre-season. And yeah, look forward to seeing it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment anything you want to see discussed, and I'm going to start doing more and more of these videos if I can. But yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.